Hey there, Craig from Bass Lessons Melbourne here. This video is about the Jamerson style groove that I did for the Funk Bassmasters groove mashup video a while ago. So a little bit about Jamerson, probably one of the most influential bass players that's ever been, influenced everyone that you know of, from Marcus to Pino, Victor, even Jacko, John Patitucci. Like, all these guys will cite Jamerson as being one of the most influential bass players that we've had. He was most well known, obviously, as being part of the Funk Brothers, so the Motown recording label backing band, kind of back in the 60s, played on probably thousands of records. I think he started out on upright, and then so he'd be doing like jazz gigs at night, and then his day job was playing bass for Motown, which is a pretty cool gig. And you can really hear that in his playing, because he plays a lot down, in the first position of the bass. He uses a lot of open strings, like upright players tend to do, and he also uses a lot of chromaticism, which is popular in jazz. So you can really hear his jazz roots coming through in his bass lines. But although there's jazz elements, they're definitely more groove and melodic based, I would say. They kind of really are a perfect example of bridging the gap between the harmony and the rhythm and the melody. He uses a lot of syncopation, 16th note syncopation in his lines, along with those chromatic notes we were talking about. And also, when he's playing this soul Motown style stuff, he's very on top of the beat. He's got a very driving feel when he's playing on his classic P bass, which is the tone that he's most well known for. So what I'm going to do is I will play through. I'll play through the groove that's on the video at a slower tempo to give you a better idea of what's going on, and then I'm going to talk about some ideas and practice methods that you can use to help maybe make this groove a little bit easier to play. So some ideas to help play this Jamerson style. Okay, so here goes the groove. Okay, so that was the Jamerson style groove that I came up with. A couple of ideas to help prepare you for playing this kind of bass line is, most of it's to do with rhythm work. So one thing we can do is to practice playing in the offbeats. So I'll put the drum machine back on, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to play an F mixolydian scale starting on the and. So instead of starting 1, 2, I'm going to start 1 and 2 and 3. Because so much of this music is syncopated, so we need to be comfortable playing on those in-between beats. And this groove is pretty much all based around an F mixolydian scale with chromatic notes, obviously. So F mixolydian is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F. Okay. Okay, so as well as doing that, just the running the scale, we can play that scale but add in some chromatic notes and also take it up onto the G string as well. We finished on the F there, but what we're going to do is take it up to the B flat. So our new scale, if you like, will be this. So this is really just trying to get us comfortable with playing in this position of the bass using open strings and also playing on the offbeats. So same again, I'm going to play that scale, this made up scale, on the offbeats with the drum machine. The second part of figuring out this style of groove is basically just figuring out what the rhythm is. When you see this written down, you know, those 16th note syncopated rhythms can be quite tricky to read, so I would suggest breaking it down into really small chunks, you know, 1 or 2 beats at a time even, or a full bar, and just working out what that rhythm is, looping it over and over to get comfortable with it, and then moving on to the next bar. And sooner or later you'll start to build up a kind of vocabulary, if you like, of syncopated rhythms, and you'll also become faster at spotting those rhythms written down on the page. So if we take that first bar, so it's first bar plus 1 beat of the next bar, we take that first bar and we just play the rhythm of the notes but on one note on the bass. So I'm just going to play it on an F. So instead of playing all the notes individually of the bar, like, I'm just going to play that rhythm on one note. So I would just, you know, once I figured out that bar, I would put on the click or the drum machine and just loop that rhythm round and round to get comfortable with how it feels, you know, where those 16ths land in relation to the beat. And then I would do the next bar, or if, you know, whatever part it is that you're not quite sure of, just take your time and break it down and just play the rhythm, and then slowly add in the other notes and see how you get on. And one thing about James Jamerson is a lot of his bass lines were fairly through composed. That is, it wasn't just the same pattern repeated every verse. You'll notice that from the first verse to the second verse, the main theme and the main groove is still there, but he adds subtle variations as the song goes along to help add interest, I guess. And perhaps he was sometimes bored by doing 20 songs a day, but either way it works, and it's a great study for us bass players. And one thing that I would recommend is this book, Standing in the Shadows of Motown, the Music of James Jamerson. It has a whole bunch of awesome transcriptions played by guys like Marcus Miller and Pino Palladino and stuff. It's got a great history of James Jamerson, and it's basically like the Motown bass Bible for us. So I would highly recommend hunting down a copy of that book and checking it out. Great for reading work and just finding out more about Jamerson. So finally, yeah, the fill at the very end goes like this. Huh. Let me get the music. That's it. So I'm basically using chromatic approach notes to the main note. So we've got B flat, and then a muted note on the D string, and then I'm coming down C, B, B flat, and then I'm using an open D to keep the line going and bounce off down to, and then we do the same line but just an octave lower, so C, B, B flat. And then another open D again. and then G, F sharp, F. So it's basically just I'm just using B, octave, and F, and then I'm putting in 16th chromatic approach notes. So you get. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the Jamerson lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. There will be 2 more of these Funk Bassmasters lessons coming up soon to finish off the series. We've still got Lewis Johnson and Bootsy Collins to come, so stay tuned for that. Head on over to basslessonsmelbourne.com and you can download the transcription for free, the PDF for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.